This is the lying lateral raise. We've got the adjustable arms set to number 9. So they're all the way in. That's going to give you the greatest amount of resistance through the entire range of motion, rather than having them a little bit wider. So that's the recommended position. Notice that Amy's lying flat on her back. She's controlling the curve under her spine so she doesn't have some big arch underneath there. Part of what assists with that is the position she's got her legs in. So with the pulleys in tight like this, it may not be as easy to get your feet up on the foot plate down here, but try to get them up on there because it'll make it so much nicer for you to lay down in your spinal position. Now the lateral raise, all she's going to do, she's got the handles adjusted to the furthest D-ring, take her arms straight out to her sides. Now, if you're really weak, you're going to find that you're going to have a tendency to take your arms back behind you some. So don't do that. Don't throw them. Don't rotate them. She's really concentrating more on lifting her elbow out to the side. The handle and the hand just kind of follow along and go along for the ride, in essence. Now, the path of motion is something she can slightly manipulate. And if you take a look right here, she's moving her arms straight out, and they're kind of following the plane of her torso here the whole time. But she could also move up a little bit at an angle, so that from the side you can see her torso's here, but her arms moving in a plane up at an angle here. And she could even go one more notch and go a little bit more forward, because you really have a continuum or a spectrum of planes between what we call a front raise and a lateral raise. You got all these neat angles in between here too. So these are the angles that are leaning more towards the lateral aspect or the sideways motion. But don't just assume that moving straight out to the side is all you have to do or your only option. So take a look at all these different ones, and you can try them one arm at a time. You could actually simultaneously alternate, all these great variations. But the nice thing is, this is wonderful for beginners because controlling the trunk, you still have to control it, but it's just not quite as hard to do to keep your spinal posture.